Just over 1 year ago we moved into this building. None of this footage was ever intended to be a before and after type video. It was just showing the progress to a couple of my friends and my family, but I thought I've got the footage, let's show it off. So here is the building. Here is basically the fish room, or the quarantine area, the breeding project that we have. It was totally empty when we moved in, looking a bit rough, but that's okay. Didn't move the aircon and didn't move that concrete slab, but we did put the sink there. This was another sort of semi-office. There was a weird little wall there. The wall's been knocked out, and this is where the till is now. And in this corner here is a display tank, and that through there is basically the shop. When we first moved in, there was another divider going in through here. This is where our stock room is. There was no power in the building at the time, so I can't really show you too much there, but I'll show you what it's like now. Yeah, there was this divider here, separated the two rooms, which we had knocked out. We had all the stuff taken off the wall, and then we got it all painted. So as you can see, that wall was taken out there, and it's a little bit more open to what it is, and we had that wall taken out, the other stuff taken off the ground, off the wall, and all the bits and pieces need to be taken off the linos. We got all that replaced, got it all cleaned up, and we had it coloured in a beautiful fish room green. We had to remove the lino here, so where that lino is where the till sits now. And then coming through here, again, still no electricity, so it doesn't help, but like I said, put the water's changed through, and we've got the sink in there now. I probably should have painted all of these walls when I first moved in, but I didn't. But this was our giant empty space that we had. So there's the sink there, and there's our bench we do with all our ordering. Now we've had the floor patched up a little bit. It's the same lino, different colour, couldn't find the same colour. That's okay, and we also had this patched up as well. You might get a sneak glimpse of where the plumbing goes through for the kitchen. You don't. This is my office. We had this painted as well. My brother came in and painted it after we'd moved in. I was a little bit hectic at the time, so he came in and gave me a quick hand there. Still pretty untidy, as you'll see a bit later on, but it looked far better when it was painted. It's a decent space for me to basically work from. It looks tighter than what it is, but still pretty untidy. And these are the tanks that we just stacked up on the way in. Again, I apologise for the wonky, shotty footage, but it is what it is. About this point, when I was putting those tanks, I was like, I've got a decent amount of space to work with. If that's 12 sitting in that one corner, I think we should be okay with the amount of space that we've got here. I was wrong. I already need more space, but that's a conversation for another day. And we're bringing in some tanks here. The stands got put in. My friend Nathan, who is a very good builder, knocked the stands up, put them all in, and then he gave me a hand plumbing the mop as well. So this is part way through the plumbing job, and then the bigger tanks were sitting there. As you can see, there's still light coming through the windows, but the building itself, or the room itself, has been painted black. I wanted to do that to try and get decent lighting onto the fish, and the storeroom with some lights. Good times. There we go. We're still moving our stuff in. Stock stands were beginning to come along that wall as they are now. Excuse me for this wonky way. Where are we going? And then we're bringing in some more stuff. Again, a lot of junk everywhere, but you can kind of see how we were going with this. This is totally changed now, but again, I thought we had plenty of room. I think I might have been telling someone right here, we're going to put tanks along this side of the wall here, and all the other tanks over here. We've got room for Africa. How I was wrong. But this is how it is sitting today. All the tanks have got their water in them, we've got fish in them. Everything's been running quite comfortably for some time. Blacked out the windows, blacked everything out, so it's nice and dark in here. It's just the lights of the aquariums that are showing off the fish now. Storeroom hadn't really changed from the last bit of light that we had in there. It's a storeroom, what can I say? Holds the sump and some stock. And then we move on through there into the shop. So that's totally changed as well. We've got our display aquarium sitting there, which I'm still working on with the CO2 at the moment. And we've got our stock stands all the way through there, decent amount of stock. We've got a gondola in the middle there. We're pretty selective with the stock that we have. We don't carry a lot, we just carry the good stuff basically. A couple of display tanks, not quite finished there, and then our in vitro aquatic plants. Out the back, we're moving into my office. Again, it's a lot tighter than what it was. It's still an absolute bomb site, still needs some work. That's where the cloud launch tank is going to sit. I've got to have the curtain pulled, otherwise the sun is too glary and blinds me. And then this is where I was saying we're going to put a whole bunch of aquariums along there. So this is our in-house quarantine setup. I think it's sitting on 44 tanks, 45 tanks, something along those lines along there. and then our breeding setup through here. A bit of a mess because it's still work in progress at the moment, but that is a little bit different to how we were originally. And like I said, I first thought we are going to have plenty of room, but I'm very quickly running out of room. It doesn't take very long to fill up a warehouse full of aquariums. So there's a breeding side of things there. That's the new 4-bay rack that I'm setting up at the moment, and that is currently where the frontosa are sitting. They are going to move into my office at some point sooner or later, fingers crossed, because I need the space basically. I've got another big 5-foot tank that's just sitting there doing tanky stuff. Again, they'll move as well at some point. Hope you've enjoyed this update. Maybe I'll give you another one in a year's time. Have a good one, team, and happy fish keeping.